Well, hey friends, Jennifer here. I am recording this at kind of an odd time. We're going to put this podcast episode out as a special episode because it's a special call to some of you who are interested in perhaps a mastermind for creatives, females, women of faith. There you go. Like those are some of the descriptive factors. And I wanted to do a podcast episode about this. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, you're literally going to see I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and being completely casual. And so I want to just talk to you about what a mastermind is and what my mastermind is and how it could potentially help you in your business. And just tell you how to find out more information. This is not a hard sales pitch because this is definitely not for everyone. This is a very specific group of people that I'm looking for to try to help to get your business to the next level in the next 6 months. So let me tell you what a mastermind normally is. And then I want to tell you what my mastermind is and how I think it could help some of you. So, and by the way, if you want to go check it out, you can go to creatorsnextlevel.com. If you're creating a business, we're all creating something, right? We're creating a business, a lifestyle, coaching company. We're creating a brick and mortar. If you listen to my podcast, more than likely you are a creator of some sort. So you can go to creatorsnextlevel.com and get all the information. So traditionally, a mastermind is a group of people who all have some similar interests. Now, there's some masterminds out there that the interests may be specific to what they do for a business. So you can find masterminds for people who specifically, are all in the Facebook ad industry. You can find masterminds out there that are in the, MLM network marketing niche. You can find masterminds for people who, have membership groups. There's also, sometimes you'll find masterminds for people who are above a specific income level every year. So there are some masterminds that are for beginners, some that are for, people that are, making $100,000 a year and up, or $1 million a year and up, or 8-figure entrepreneurs only and up. And so usually masterminds are trying to bring together a particular group of people who all are kind of interested in the same thing, or who have a similarity in terms of the niche that they're in or where their business is income-wise. Okay. So normally masterminds are a much smaller group of people than, let's say, what you're going to find in a course online, or what you're going to find, if you're in a membership group or something like that. Most masterminds have an in-person component. And so, it varies from once a year to 4 times a year, or however often the mastermind is actually going on. But usually there is a face-to-face component, and usually they're not a whole lot more trainings, but they're more like strategy and leveraging the people in the group, the leader of the mastermind, and then the other, people that are in the mastermind with them, leveraging them for like, well, who do you use to do, your logo? Who do you use, or what do you use for a billing system? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes as entrepreneurs, don't we just wish like we had like a peek behind the curtain at some of what other people do and who other people use? I mean, I know I do. So that's why I first joined the mastermind for my business 7 years ago. And my mastermind, when I first joined it, I would say, I'd say my online business, when I first joined the mastermind, let me think about this. Online, had I made any dollars yet? When I sit back and think about it, because this was 7 years ago, and I know when I joined my first mastermind, I had to sit and think for a second. I was not making any money online. I owned a painting company in Kansas City, and I knew I was wanting to shift from having that local company that was a one-off. So I'd, work for one painting client, and then I'd be done and get paid. And then we would have to find another painting client, and then we would get done and get paid. And then I'd have to find another painting client. Like that's how business went. And I knew that I was missing out on something. I knew that there was so much potential in the online space. So I knew I needed to shift from my Kansas City-based business into the online space. I found a woman online who had a monthly group. I was in her group for about 3 months when she launched a mastermind. Did I just say something weird? Like I have an accent, mastermind. I launched a mastermind. She launched her mastermind. And I remember when I looked at the price tag and saw that it was $20,000 for a year. And by the way, mine is much less price than that. But I remember when I saw the price, my first inclination was this: oh my gosh, there's just no way I can do that. There's no way. I'm not making any money yet. No way. And yet I couldn't get over the thought of it. And I just kept thinking about it. And I just kept thinking, gosh, but she knows so much about the online space, which is where I want to be. And she's got a lifestyle that looks like what I want. And we have similar beliefs, and our moral compass is in alignment. And it just kind of kept eating at me. And so then I remember when I took the idea to Jason, to Mr. Magic, and I was just like, you know what? She just launched a mastermind. He's like, well, honey, if you want to do it, do it. Well, we didn't have 20 grand in the bank. We didn't. And so we had a long conversation about, well, how would we pay for this? Now, if you're a fan of Dave Ramsey, which I am, this is probably not advised, but we did take out like a small business loan with Bank of America, and to cover that $20,000 mastermind upfront, or you could pay for it by month, which would have been more. And my goal was to make it back in that year. It was a year-long mastermind. So I just wanted to make back the $20,000 in a year. Well, I made that money back in 6 months. And because the woman leading the mastermind was able to help me walk through a lot of the things that now I help people walk through. How do you get something launched in the online space? What does that look like? How do you make sure your social media is working like it should be? How do you, what does a launch calendar look like? What should you expect? How do you price things? How do you name things? All those things. So we made that money back and then some within 6 months. And I ended up being in that particular mastermind for almost 3 years. And then I was in another mastermind for people who are in the, and that was Sandy Krakowski's mastermind. And then I was in Stu McLaren's mastermind for 3 years, which was all for membership site owners. And there were, some income guidelines. And I learned so much from each of those masterminds. I loved them. So I have been in a mastermind for 6 of my last 7 years in the online space. So a couple of years ago, I launched my own mastermind because I had people asking for it. And they were asking me, Jen, like, what's a way we can work closer with you? Do you do one-on-one coaching? And I was like, nope, I don't do any one-on-one coaching. Well, how can we work closer with you? And so we launched a mastermind back in 2018. And it was a year long. And I can tell you that I loved the people in that mastermind, but I did not love the mastermind. I loved the people. I did not like how I structured it. And I think part of it was that there were some of the people in there were expecting for there to be a lot more training, when the truth of the matter was that I knew that a mastermind is not more training. A mastermind should be more like customized business strategy. Because what I know to be true about most people is you actually don't, if you're a business owner listening to me right now, the last thing you probably need today is more training. What we have done as business owners in America is we have become consumers of content. And we tend to push things off, like launching something online, finishing that course, starting a paid group, starting a podcast, writing our first ebook, whatever. Does that make sense? We have pushed that off because the lie we tell ourselves is, I don't know enough yet. So I'll take this course and I'll get in this paid group, and I'll also join this free group. And then I'll take this course also. And then I'm going to listen to this lady's podcast every week and this guy's podcast every week. And I'll watch a couple of YouTube videos, and I'll take this free webinar and that free webinar. And before you know it, a couple of years have gone by and you're still in the same place, because so many entrepreneurs are just worried about consuming more content, learning more. I got to know more. No, you don't. You got to get up some courage and put out into the world what God's calling you to put out into the world. You don't actually need to know more. And so when I had that mastermind that year, it was frustrating for me because there were some people in there that just wanted to have more content. You don't need more content. You don't. And I also didn't love that I didn't have the ability, based on the way that I set it up. So totally taking full blame for that, on more one-on-one, almost like discipleship and strategy for each individual person instead of just the whole group. And what that mastermind was also lacking for me was the faith component. So in the last 3 years, as you know, I have leaned heavier into what is so obvious to me now that I look, I'm like, it was obvious all along. I can't coach people in business aside from my Christian faith being a component of that. Because when I know that a woman is struggling with launching, I want to know why. Well, because of fear. Okay, well, let's dig a little deeper on that. What are you actually scared of? Because the root of fear is often a fear of rejection. Okay, where's the rejection coming from? What things in your childhood are now showing up in your business as a grown woman, and you're terrified of the vulnerability of putting yourself out there on the internet and people rejecting you. And that's going to make you feel right back like you are a 9-year-old little girl again, or 12-year-old little girl, or whatever. It's interesting how so many of the people that are stuck in business today are stuck not for the reason that they think that they are, but usually there is a spiritual root. Usually there is a wound, a soul wound. There is a lie that was somewhere planted in their mind and in their heart that needs to be uprooted and gotten rid of. There are still so many women playing so small in business because of fear of rejection in particular. And so I know that I can't just give women more Facebook strategy without getting to the root of why they're hiding. I don't want to just give them more information on how to do Instagram reels without figuring out why are you still so scarred by that breakup of that partnership years ago that you can't even get this new business thing started again. You haven't forgiven yourself, sis. Like, it's interesting to me. I can't do it, guys. I can't separate the business from that faith component and that mindset and like what's at the root of things. And so the last time I had a mastermind, I said I never would have another one because I did not like, it wasn't settled for me. Does that make sense? Like, you know how when you're like, let's say you put on your favorite pair of jeans, and if they still fit, like after COVID, like God bless you, you had more strength than I did. But Mama's taking it off. I'm taking it off if you're watching me on Instagram stories. But you know how when you put on your favorite pair of jeans and they just fit so good, and they just feel good, and you kind of feel like a rock star because you're like, you're wearing those jeans, right? And the same thing kind of happens when we're in business, when we're like in the flow, when we're like, and not the woo woo, new age flow. I'm not talking about that because that's not even remotely who I am. But when you're like in your zone of genius and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in business, and you have it set up in a way that is authentic to you and to your beliefs and to your convictions and what you feel like God is asking you to do, you feel it. It's like, it feels like that pair of jeans does. It just feels right. It just feels good. It feels like you can do anything wearing those stinkers. Okay, so the mastermind I had years ago did not feel like that. It didn't. And again, I loved the people in there. I did not love the way I structured it. So we recently, in December, we had a program called Next Level. And it was for women who were needing just more personalized business instruction. And it was a 12-week program, and it was phenomenal. And we had a couple hundred women go through that program. It was amazing. And what this mastermind is, we're calling it the Next Level Mastermind. It is the best parts of the way I used to run a mastermind, taking out the ways I didn't like it, adding in the best parts of my Next Level program, and adding in the best parts of me so that I can best serve you. So this new mastermind is 6 months long instead of a year. Why 6 months? Well, because let me give you some reasons. A lot of you listening right now, you're creatives. Your brains are chaotic, just like mine. And for some of us, especially in the year 2020 or 2021, a year sounds like a really long time. Can I get a witness? Everything happened so fast, I think, in 2020 that for me right now to look out like at a year, I'm like, it just feels big. It just feels big. And also the cost would have to be double if we were doing a year. And I know so many of my entrepreneurs are in the more beginning stages. The majority of the women I serve are not only under their first $100,000 a year, but they're under their first $50,000 a year. This is my sweet spot. I have coached thousands and thousands and thousands of women and a few men. And I could name off a handful of those to you right now who have been in my coaching, who are now making multi-7 figures a year in business online. I could name off another slew of names that are making multi-6 figures in the online space. And so those are people that have gone through my coaching, perhaps even been in a mastermind that I had before, and their businesses have just exploded. I love working with people in the more beginning stages and really helping them to get strategy on how they're going to grow that thing. So my mastermind is 6 months because you're a creative just like me. And a year feels longish. 6 months feels like we can go ahead and handle that. Also, the price for 6 months versus a year is a substantial difference. So for those of you who maybe you're more in the beginning stages of your business, you don't have a lot of income to be spending, I want you to do this 6 month with us at the 6 month price, because my hope is that the strategy that me, and I do have some team that's going to be helping me, I'm going to tell you all about this, give you, and the accountability that our accountability coach is going to hold you to, and the mindset shifts because of the mindset trainings, and the prayer covering is going to, in the next 6 months, you will make back, my hope is, over and over and over the price investment for this mastermind. So what does the mastermind include? All right. If you're watching me on YouTube, yes, I just had to clean my glasses off. Okay, so it's 6 months long. 6 months, because a lot of you are creatives like me, and that's all that we can handle. So we've got 6 months. I think probably the two best things about the mastermind are this. Number one, you have direct Voxer access to me and to Nell and Jenna, who are my operations director and my marketing director. These are the tech girls. These are the smarty pants. Not like they're not smarty pants. These are the smart gals, and they wear pants. These are the smart girls who wear pants on my team. Pants are optional. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so you have access to Jenna and Nell and I, the three of us, on a private Voxer thread every single day. We answer those Monday through Friday during normal work hours. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so Voxer is like a walkie-talkie. It's an app on your phone. So you're just going to download an app that's free, and you'll be able to just send me a message. Okay, Jen, I was thinking about the price of $27 for this new thing I'm offering, but also I thought about $37. Do you have any thoughts? Hey, Nell, I can't understand why I can't get, my price to update on my website. Hey, Jenna, I am really needing to find somebody that can help me make a new logo for my business. Like, those are the types of things you'll be able to Voxer us about every day if you need to, for 6 months. For 6 months. Let me say that one more time. For 6 months. And so I'm not giving people my phone number. I'm giving them my Voxer channel. And so I am on Voxer every single day talking to clients. And this is the best part of the last time we did the Next Level program, but this is not a program, okay? So this is more personalized strategy. So I think the two best things are, number one, you have access to Jenna and Nell and I every day. The second thing is we are going to have a live event this year. There are some of us that are craving, even as introverts, just sitting in a room with people that are in business. There are some of us that are craving just getting in a room with like-minded individuals in business and just talking shop. There are some of you that really, you just want to travel right now, and we're going to give you that opportunity. So we are going to have one in-person meetup. Of course, it's not mandatory, and you don't have to come if you're not comfortable with travel or whatever else. But we are going to have one meetup for this mastermind, which I am super excited about. We will be having weekly times where there's either prayer, we call this the war room, or there's tech time, or it's a live Q&A with me, or what have you. So, but it's not, and there's mindset trainings that we have for you inside of the mastermind already. There's those trainings are all about the things that are going to trip you up when you're trying to go to the next level, because it's called the Next Level Mastermind. So things like imposter syndrome, things like procrastination. And what's interesting is, when I have done these sorts of trainings before, people will say, well, I don't struggle with comparison. I don't struggle with fear. I don't struggle with money mindset issues. And then they'll listen to my training and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that's what I was doing. And see, those are the shifts that are going to actually take your business from where you currently are to where you want to be. It's not more training about how Facebook works or how Pinterest boards need to be arranged. It's not that, friends. It's not that. It's making those shifts in your mind. It's having a prayer covering over you. It's having access to people who are in business where you would like to see your business going, having access to them so you can be asking questions. You're exactly the people that we want to have in this group. Okay, so we do have, like I told you, an accountability coach. If you're currently in my inner circle, I will tell you, you do get the inner circle monthly coaching, which is about social media, for free when you sign up for this mastermind. So we're starting soon, friends. I need you to go fill out an application immediately. It's at creatorsnextlevel.com. Now, don't forget about the application. Essentially, we're doing an application just to make sure that the people who are signing up actually know what they're doing in business, meaning it's not a good fit if you're like, you know what, I'm still trying to decide if I want to do signs or sell rugs or write an ebook about parenting or be an influencer about hair products. Like, this is probably not for you. I need you to already know what your business is going to be before you go apply. But if you're like, I am not making that much money yet, that's okay. That's why you need something like this, so that we can get you to making money. So we can get you to getting that investment back as quickly as possible. So go right now to creatorsnextlevel.com. There is an application, which is basically just an intake form. There is a deposit to save your seat. We are going to be closing it down as soon as we are full, because there is a number we are capping the mastermind at. If you are somebody who is in business, who is tired of just getting lost in courses and groups, this is for you. If you are needing to make money quicker than you have been, if you're needing to get from point A to point B faster than you've been able to get on your own, this is totally for you. If you don't need more trainings, but you see that you need more strategy, like, how do I connect all these different pieces of my business? What am I missing? Why is there somebody else in my industry that's kicking butt and I can't seem to make everything work? Like, what is the missing link? This is totally for you. If you're somebody who is a woman of faith, if you are a Christian woman and you enjoy and understand the idea of a prayer covering, this is for you. Now, if we don't share Christian faith, that is so okay. You just don't come to the prayer times, or come and just, hang out if you want. You may change your mind, but that is not like a deal breaker. Does that make sense? If you are in need of tech support, if you are in need of customized strategy for your business, this is for you. Oh, and by the way, I should have also mentioned, we started a VA service, friends, about 3 months ago, just for my clients. We have 20 VAs that currently work for Team Allwood. And it's called Business Assist is the name of our VA agency. You may have seen us doing some we are hiring types of posts. And so our VAs are going to be only available to this high level mastermind, because you're paying, a good price to be in here. And so we want them to be available for hire to you guys first before any of my other programs. So that is a great perk as well. Listen, if you are wondering if this mastermind is for you and you're scared to even fill out the application, I want you to first of all just examine why you're scared. Because I remember the first time I heard about that mastermind with Sandy, and I was like, oh, there's no way. That was my natural inclination 7 years ago. There's no way I could do that. But the Lord has challenged me over and over. Jennifer, why do you instantly think of why you can't on something? And I've really learned to change the way I think at things. And instead of now looking at things as, oh, there's no way I can, I look at things and I'm like, how could I make that possible? Is this actually what I need? Is this actually what the Lord is encouraging me to do? Because sometimes, and this is, by the way, not manipulation, and this is not trying to get a bunch of you in here who are not a good fit. Okay, so this is not that. But sometimes I can remember when my business exploded about 3 years ago, and the very house that I'm sitting in right now, it was going to be a little bit of a stretch for us to make the mortgage every month. It was about $200,000 more than what our budget was, whether we were looking at. And I remember thinking, wow, okay, whoo, I also knew when we walked into the house, as soon as we walked up to the master bedroom in this house, there's a deck off of our master bedroom that overlooks our pond. Well, not our pond, but the golf course pond. It overlooks the golf course and it overlooks our pool. And I could remember walking out on that deck. And as soon as I walked out there, I thought, this is my house. You know how when you just know, and I knew in my knower, this is my house. We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to buy this. And so we bought it. And you guys, it was the next month that my business exploded. And sometimes I think that we're wanting things to be all figured out up front before we make a leap that God's asking us to. In my case, in Jason and I's case, God told us to buy the house, and it was the next month that we were able to be like, shoo, well, thank goodness, because business just went 3 times, a year what it used to be. And so I'm not saying that may or may not be the situation for you, but I am saying if you're one of those people who I used to be like me, who instantly thinks of all the ways that you can't, or why it's not a good fit, or why you can't possibly do this, you just may not know. So inquire of the Lord. If you're a person of prayer, pray about this, because I want the right people in here. I don't want the right people to miss it. And my prayer is that our team and this Next Level Mastermind would be able to take some of you to the next level in your business, whether that's from where you're currently at, which is making hardly nothing, to your first, couple thousand a month or whatever. If you're trying to get to your first $50,000 a year, if you're trying to get to your first $100,000 a year, like, you are my sweet spot. If you are trying to get courses launched into the world, or a paid group, or if you're trying to figure out how to monetize your blog and you're trying to, get different streams of revenue, you are my people. So go to creatorsnextlevel.com. I want to see you in there. I do. And if you're on the fence and you're like, I don't know, Jen, I just don't know. Feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I'd be happy to chat with you there about it. And I'm going to see some of you starting in the mastermind later in June. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.